Hi love, welcome back. In today's class we're making this beautiful maxi skirt. If you are new to the channel, my name is Miss Ayi and you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you love, thank you darling, thank you sweetheart for always coming back. This skirt fits a size medium to large. Let's get right into class. I'm going to be using Yeye lightweight yarn. I'll be doubling the strands, your stitch marker, your scissors, and I'll be using a 4.5 mm hook and your tape measure. To begin with, you are going to make a slip knot and we are going to start with the band. So you are going to chain 9. After your 9 chains, you are going to skip 2, and inside the third stitch you are going to make your half double crochet. Skip 2, count as your first half double crochet. So in the next stitch you are going to make half double crochet, so that's 3, and you are going to keep making half double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. At the end of the row, this is what your work should be looking like. You're going to chain 2, turn your work, and we are going to be working in the back loop only. So make your first half double crochet in the back loop only into the first stitch, and you're going to work back loop only, half double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. At the last stitch of your row, don't forget to place your last half double crochet in that very last stitch. There you go, and make your half double crochet. Row 3, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and you're going to be working back loop only. So you're going to place half double crochet back loop only in each stitch until the end of the row. So this is a repetition row from row 2 up until you get the length of your waist. So this is the waistband. So you keep working until you get your desired length, and I'll meet you when I have my length. Row 4, you're going to chain 2, turn your work. Again, you're going to work half double crochet back loop only in each stitch until the end of the row. So at the end of each row, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and keep working half double crochet back loop only. So keep doing this, and I'll meet you when I have my desired length for the waistband. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, my love, my darling, please do like, comment, and share our videos so it can reach wider audience. I really appreciate your support, and yeah, let me know what you think about our videos. I'm done with the waistband, and this is what your work should be looking like. My band measures 13 inches when folded, so total length would be 26 inches when it's straight. Now we are going to be slip stitching the sides together to form a circle. To do that, you are going to fold your work into two. So you're going to pass your yarn through. Sorry, I made some chains. So you're going to pull your yarn through to the other side to attach. And now we are going to be joining it with slip stitches. So each of the stitch, so you pass through the front and the back and you slip stitch, and you're going to do this until the end of the row. At the end of the row you should have 8 slip stitches. Don't forget the last stitch. So you're going to make your slip stitch at the very last stitch, and this is what you should be having. Your waistband is completed and you should be having this. Now to continue, you're going to chain 1, turn your work. So we are turning to the right side of the work, and we are going to start making single crochet border in each row. So in each row you're going to make 2 single crochet, 1, 2. In the third row you're going to make 2 single crochet, and you're going to keep making 2 single crochets in each row until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you're going to go round. At the end of the row, you're going to slip stitch on top of the chain 1 space, and that is the border. This is the border before we start our row 1. So row 1, you're going to chain 3, and inside the first stitch you're going to make a double crochet, and inside each stitch you're going to make double crochets until the end of the row. So you are going to keep making double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row, and that is our row 1. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch on top of your chain 3, and row 2 you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you are going to divide your work into 2 equal parts, and you place your stitch marker at the hip part of both sides, and this is what you should be having. Make sure your work is well divided, the front and the back panel, and place your stitch marker because we are going to be increasing at the stitch marker space. So to continue our work, you are going to make your first double crochet, chain 3, count as a double crochet. So make your second double crochet in the next stitch, and keep making your double crochets in each stitch until the stitch marker space. At the stitch marker space, you're going to take off your stitch marker, and in that stitch you're going to make 2 double crochet in the same space. You're going to keep working your double crochets in each stitch until you get to the other side where the stitch marker is, and again we are going to increase. So at the side, you're going to take your stitch marker off again, and you're going to place 2 double crochet in the same stitch. You don't have to put your stitch marker down if you cannot eyeball it. From here henceforth, I'll be able to eyeball where I'm supposed to put my increase, but if you cannot, just place your stitch marker back. In the last stitch, you are going to make a double crochet and slip stitch. The reason why we're making double crochets in the beginning and the last stitch is to get our line straight, so that serves as an increase at the back. So chain 3 and make your double crochet in the next stitch and keep making double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. Also, we are going to be alternating between increase row and normal row, increase row and normal row until we are at row 8. If you are making for a size large, consider making alternating until you get to row 10 or 11. So this is our normal row, meaning we are not going to be increasing at both sides. So at the end of the row, you are going to make your slip stitch. Now row 4 is an increase row, so you are going to begin with a chain 3 again and make your first double crochet in the very first stitch and keep making your double crochets in each stitch until you get to our increase stitch. So that's our increase stitch. Because I can eyeball, I will know exactly where to place my 2 double crochet increase. But again, if you cannot eyeball, please be switching your stitch marker through. So I'm on top of the increase and I'm going to put 2 double crochet again, so it's falling in line. And now you are going to work a double crochet in each stitch until you get to the other side where and we shall place our increase again. So at our other increase stitch, we are going to place 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and now we work double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. At the end of the row, we are going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3, and that's the end of row 4. Row 5, you are going to chain 3, 1 2 3, and row 5 is no increase row, so you are going to work double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row, and you shall slip stitch at the top. So work your no increase row and slip stitch. So this is the end of row 5 and I'm slip stitching. Row 6, you are going to chain 3, and row 6 is an increase row, so work double crochet in each stitch, and when you get to the size where you're supposed to increase, you put 2 double crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. So keep working this until you get to row 8 if you are doing for a size small or medium, and if you are making for a size large, consider making 10 rows of alternating between increase and no increase. And if you are making for extra large, consider making 12 rows of alternating between increase and no increase. So this is what I have. The hip measurement, it measures 16 inches, but when stretched I would have 17 inches. So now we are going to stop increasing and we are going to start making our normal rows. And with the normal rows, I'm going to make 10 more rows. And this is what I have after I made 10 more rows of no increase. And this measures 11 inches. Now we will start making our mesh or diamond stitch. With our diamond stitch, to begin with, you are going to chain 3, and you are going to place a double crochet in the same stitch. Now you are going to chain 5, skip 2, and in the third stitch you are going to place a double crochet. Make a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 5 again, 1 2 3 4 5, skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch make a double crochet and make a double crochet in the next stitch. So this is the pattern for the diamond stitch. So chain 5, skip 2 stitches, make 2 double crochet in the following 2 stitches, and keep doing this until the end of the row. So chain 5, skip 2 stitches, and inside the third and fourth you are going to make your double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end. At the end of the row you are going to chain 5, and now it's left with 3 stitches, but I'm going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3 space, and this is row 1 of our diamond stitch. Now you are going to chain 1 and slip stitch, and we are going to slip stitch until we get to the center of our first chain 5. So make your slip stitches until you are at the center. And now when you get to the center space, you are going to stop making your slip stitches, and you are going to chain 3 and make a double crochet in the same stitch. Chain 3 count as your first double crochet. So you are going to chain 3, make a double crochet in the same stitch. Now you are going to chain 5. Inside the next chain 5 space, you are going to make 2 double crochets inside the same stitch. Chain 5 again, 1 2 3 4 5, and make 2 double crochet in the next mesh stitch, and you are going to repeat this until the end of the row. Chain 5, make 2 double crochet in the chain space, chain 5, make 2 double crochet in the chain space until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch on top, chain your last 5, and slip stitch on top of the chain 3 space, and that is row 2 of your mesh. Now chain 1, make your slip stitches until you are at the center of your first mesh space or your first chain 5 space. So slip stitch until you are at the center. And now this is my last slip stitch, and you are going to chain, and you chain 3. Chain 3 count as your first double crochet and make a double crochet in the same stitch. Chain 5, make 2 double crochet in the next chain 5 space. Chain 5, make 2 double crochet in the next chain 5 space. So this is what you are going to keep repeating. So you are going to repeat the mesh row 2 until you have your desired length for your skirt. Also, when you get to your knee level, when you measure and get to the knee level, you can change, switch a hook, size down your hook to get a perfect fitting at the bottom of your skirt. So I'm using 4.5 hook now. When I get to the knee, I'll switch to a 4.0 hook and still keep the same pattern. We are not changing anything. The only thing you switch is your hook. If you don't want it to be more pencil, then you keep to working with your your hook, that is your 4.5 hook, or any hook you started with. But if you want it to be more defined, then you can switch to a 4.0 hook if you're using a 4.5, and still keep working this until you have your desired length of the skirt. So this is my desired length, and now you're going to chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. So after, you are going to sew in all your loose ends. So after cutting and sewing all loose ends, this is what your work should be looking like. And now we are going to be working our last border around the waist. So make sure you cut, fasten all loose ends, and let's work our last border around the waist. But if you don't want to work the border, you don't have to. You can make a long strand for adjustments. But if you want to make the border, then you're going to make a slip knot and connect the yarn, chain 1, and inside each row you're going to make 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, and you are going to work 2 single crochet inside each row on top of each row until the end of the row. So this is just a border to define the ending, so it wouldn't be rough. So keep working this, and at the end of the row we are going to slip stitch. So you are going to slip stitch at the beginning of your row, chain 1 or 2, cut and fasten your yarn. So make sure you tighten all strands and cut and fasten all your ends, and we are done with the skirt. And this is what you should be having. This is what the skirt looks like, very neat. And now for the adjustments, you are going to make 4 strands, make a slip knot, and make a very long chain. I chain about 200, but you can chain more if you want your strands to be longer. You are going to attach your strands to the skirt by using your darning needle, and you are going a row in and a row out all around until the end of the row, and you should be done. And that's the end of the skirt. If you love this video, or if this tutorial was helpful, please leave us a comment under the comment section. Let us know what you think about the video. And also, if you made it up until this point, my love, my darling, my baby, thank you so much for coming to class. Stay blessed, stay hydrated until we meet next week in class. My love, my baby, my darling, is bye-bye. This is what you should be having. Your skirt is ready and neat, and until we meet next week in class, is bye-bye.